stand on the earth, so we better stand for her together. We stand on the earth, so we better stand for her together. Stand up for mother, stand up for each other. Stand up for mother, stand up for each other. We were put in this paradise, it's our job to guard her life. We were put in this paradise, it's our job to guard her life. Stand up for mother, stand up for each other. Stand up for mother, stand up for each other. Oh.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Shabbat Shalom. Hope you're all Doing great out there. Chag Sameach as well. Chag Sameach, Rabbi.
Chag Sameach, everybody. It's great to be with you. I'm so happy to be with you on this Shabbat and on this Erev Simchat Torah as we celebrate our Torah and Jewish life with one another. And it's kind of, been really special that we've had all of these Friday nights that are also holiday celebrations. Our Friday night Erev Rosh Hashanah service, our Friday last week, our Sukkot service this week, our Simchat Torah Shmini Atzeret service. So we've got all these Friday celebrations that we're able to come together with each other. And we started last week with V'samachta b'chagecha, that we rejoice in our festivals. And so we're going to do that again this week, but a different. I'll let Cantor Paul introduce it.
Well, one of our favorite co-religionists, if you want to put it that way, in Eretz Yisrael, in the land of Israel, is the folks at Beit Tefillah Yisraelit, which is an egalitarian minyan in Tel Aviv. They meet, they have been meeting on Shabbat for many years in the port, on the beach, and are known for the world's largest sukkah, which unfortunately, because of COVID, they were not able to construct this year, but they do do a very ruachi Simchas Torah celebration. And like I said, even though it's a bit more confined and they don't have a large congregation to engage, the leadership of BTI was on the air at 6 p.m. Israel time, which was about 8 a.m. our time, and so I'm going to share with you their version of V'samachta b'chagecha, and then we will proceed with our service. And here we go.
Cantor, I don't have sound here.
They're not getting any sound?
No.
Wow, that's going to be a problem then. Okay, let me. Do you see the picture though?
See the picture, no sound. Did you share the sound?
Okay, I think I can fix this. Hold on if you'll indulge me for 1 second, folks. I'm very sorry about this. Let me try something. It's a Zoom thing. You know what?
וואו, איזה כיף, חג שמח, מועדים לשמחה, חגים מוזמנים לששון, איזה כיף.
Azekef. Now I can't hear you, Cantor. There. Technology.
Yeah, isn't it a beautiful thing?
I can hear
All
you
right,
now.
so just more manual switching will have to take place. That's okay. I'm prepared. Sorry about that, but it's Shabbos, so we can smile about it.
I'm going to share with you the Siddur as we move into our candle blessings, which are for Shabbat and Yom Tov. And then we'll follow that with Shehechianu as we bring in this festival of Simchat Torah and Shmini Atzeret.
And you can see behind me, I have my nerot burning from our family service just a little while ago. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat v'shel Yom Tov. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Shehecheyanu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Chag Sameach, Shabbat Shalom. Rabbi, now you're muted.
May your eyes sparkle with the light of Torah, and may your ears hear the music of its words. May the space between each letter of the scrolls bring warmth and happiness to your soul. May the syllables draw holiness from your heart, and may this holiness be gentle and soothing to you and all God's creatures. We are going to continue now on this next page with Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat.
Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat. Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat. 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 Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat. Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat. 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 Tov leodot l'Adonai ולזמר לשמך עליון, להגיד בבוקר חסדך, עני ואמונתך בלילות. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, מזמור שיר ליום השבת, 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 שיר ליום HaShabbat. Muted, Rabbi.
We're going to continue with Chatzi Kaddish. I'd like to say a couple of things here. First, we skipped Lachadodi this evening, which we did last week as well. That is the minhag. That is the custom when it is also a festival that we don't sing Lachadodi. We don't. And today we are also coming out of Shmini out of Chol HaMoed, out of those intermediate days of Passover. We're already in a semi-holy time as we enter this holy Shabbat and in this holy holiday. So we need less getting ready that Lechadodi does that brings us into the Shabbat. We also are now entering a season again of B'nai Mitzvah, B'nai Mitzvah that were postponed back in March. And so we have two of our B'nai Mitzvah students with us this evening who have B'nai Mitzvah in the next couple of weeks that they are celebrating. So we have Ben Bush, who's going to be there with Cantor Paul in the same frame there. And then we also have Evan Bass, who will be leading part of our service today. So we continue with Chatzi Kaddish. It's on, we're in the festival book today, so it's a little more complicated. If you have a Shabbat book at home, you may have to follow along on the screen. But if you have the big book, it's on page 392. And I'll invite Ben to lead us.
Yikada v'yikada Shemeira Be'alma divarach Yerutei V'mlich malchutei B'chai yehon uvyom echol V'vkayedecho be'Yisrael Bagala Shemei Rabba Mevorach Le'olam Ulamei Almaya Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yipa'ar V'yitramam V'yinaseh V'yitadar V'yitaleh V'yitalal Shemei Dekudesha Berihu Le'ela mikol birchata v'shirata Tushbehata v'nechemata Damiran be'alma Ve'imeru Amen Baruch et Adonai Havorach Baruch Adonai Havorach Le'olam va'ed. Praise Adonai, to whom praise is due forever. Praise be Adonai, to whom praise is due now and forever.
Et Adonai HaMevorach Baruch Adonai Havorach Le'olam va'ed.
We continue with the last three lines on the bottom of page 396 in the Hebrew.
El Chai V'Kayam Tamid Yimloch Aleinu Le'olam Va'ed Baruch Ata Adonai Amariv Aravim.
Hafachba v'hafachba v'tochlaba. Turn Torah and keep turning it, for everything can be found in it. Keep your eyes attached to it. Spend your lifetime in its study. Never budge from it, for there is no better way of life than this. We'll continue with the Chatimah, the ending of Ahavat Olam.
Ahavatcha al tasir mimenu leolamim. Baruch Ata Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael.
We continue with Shema Yisrael.
Just read it.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchutel Leolam Va'ed. Blessed is God's glorious majesty forever and ever.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
We continue with Ve'ahavta.
It's like 237. Ve'afta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavcha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol merodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha V'shinantam levanecha, v'dibarta ba'am, b'shivtecha, b'v'detecha, uv'chochacha b'derech, uv'sholchbecha, uv'kumecha, uv'shartam le'o al yadecha, v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha, Ufram al mezuzot beitecha uvishareha Lama tiskeru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'aitem kadoshim la'luchechem Ani Adonai Elohechem, Asher Tzei'ti Echem me'eretz Mitzrayim, Liot lachem Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem.
Adonai Elohechem, amen.
Doubting is but the forefront of faith, a faith in the infinite growth of an unbounded creation. A doubting age is one of restlessness and discontent with what is current. A doubt is an idea that is still alive. To doubt that the past has uncovered all things is to express faith that many things are still to be uncovered. To doubt that we have grown to our full stature and knowledge is to express faith that we may develop into beings of such power and dignity that we cannot as yet imagine what shall be. Mi Chamocha, our song of freedom.
And Rabbi, your camera was off. I don't know if you noticed. Mi chamocha, bailim Adonai, mi kamocha, nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot, osei feleh. Mi chamocha, bailim Adonai, mi kamocha, nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot, osei feleh. Malchutecha uvanecha, bokeam livnei Moshe uMiriam. Ze Eli anu. Ve'amru Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed. Mi chamocha bailim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osei feleh. Nora tehilot osei feleh. Nora tehilot osei feleh. V'ne'emar kifad Adonai et Yaakov ugoalo me'an chazak mimenu baruch atah Adonai
Baruch Shemo.
Gal Israel.
We continue with Hashkivenu as we watch God to ask God to watch over us and to protect us, to let us go to bed each night with a sense of wholeness and rise up each day with a sense of purpose.
We're going to use the ancient name of God in our Hashkivenu chant. Hashkivenu ya Eloheinu le'shalom. Hashkivenu ya Eloheinu le'shalom. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Hashkivenu ya Eloheinu le'shalom. Hashkivenu ya Eloheinu le'shalom. Ushmor tzeitenu uvoenu lechaim
ולשלום, מעתה ועד עולם. ברוך אתה אדוני, הפורש סוכת שלום עלינו, סוכת שלום עלינו, ועל כל עמו ישראל, ועל ירושלים.
We continue first giving thanks for Shabbat and then for our festivals with Vishamru and Vayidaber Moshe on page 410.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
And Moses declared the appointed festivals of Adonai to the people of Israel. We are going to continue with the Amidah. I'll ask Evan Bass to turn on his camera and his microphone to join us.
It says my video is unavailable.
Okay, well, let me help you with that, all right?
Yeah.
Let's see, participants.
No, it's fine. It's
Oh, yeah. Okay.
There you go. Okay. All right, here we go. Starting with Adonai Tzvatai Tivtach.
Okay. Adonai Sefatai Tiftach Ufi Yadi Tahilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise.
Evan, could you please stand? Evan, could you please stand?
Oh, yeah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah El Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Hatzadim Tovim וקונה הכל, וזוכר השדה אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניכם, למען שמו בעבר. מלך עוצר ומשיח ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם, ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה, רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר עצורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בגבורו, ומידו מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל.
Thank you so much, Evan.
Thank you.
And going to continue with a reading here on page 473. And remember those whose hearts poured out to you like water, who trusted that the journey would lead you to you. For Abraham and Sarah's faith do not withhold water. Remember the one chosen for her words, please take some water. And remember the one whose blood was almost spilled like water. For Rebekah and Isaac's righteousness, grant water. Remember how Jacob crossed the river to wrestle in the waters of his conscience. Recall the sisters' tears, their waters of birth, their tents of peace. For Jacob, Rachel, and Leah, fill the earth with needed water.
Livracha velo liklala.
Amen.
L'chaim velo lamavet.
Amen.
Lesova velo leratzon.
Amen. For blessing and not for curse, for life and not for death, for abundance, not want. And tomorrow we will have a fuller prayer for rain as we move into our time that we now shift from praying for dew to praying for rain. We'll have a prayer for rain as part of our Shmini Atzeret Simchat Torah morning service. We continue now on the next page. You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Baruch atah Adonai,
Baruch Hu Shmo.
Ha'el HaKadosh.
Amen.
Please take a few moments for silent prayer for the text of your own heart, and then there will be a musical offering by Dr. Randy Poloboy. Shabbat Shalom, Randy.
Shabbat Shalom. There we go. I can see myself. Shabbat Shalom to everybody. Chag Sameach on this Simchat Torah. And I wanted to play a very familiar but still very appropriate piece for this time of year. When I say familiar, it is so familiar because Cantor Paul usually starts this tune at every bar and bat mitzvah at TBI, just to warm up the congregation to sing. And if you hadn't already surmised what it is Hine Matov, literally translated, behold how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. Such a beautiful message, very elusive message in these days, from Psalm 133. So this is two different melodies set to the lyrics of Hine Matov.
Thank you, Randy. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
So now I'm going to share with you the prayer book again. We are going to chant Hallel, do the blessing over Hallel, praise, psalms of praise. We have a very shortened version of Hallel, and we'll sing that together. And then we have we'll move into our Torah service. It is Simchat Torah, so we will read the end of the book of Deuteronomy, and then right back to the beginning of Bereshit, of Genesis. So that's what the next part of our service holds in store. So I'm going to share my screen, and you will see the blessing at the top of the page for Hallel.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu likro et ha'halel. Hodu l'Adonai kito ki le'olam chasto yomarna now say, Ki le'olam chasto. Give praise to God, for God is good. Ki le'olam chasto. Hodu l'Adonai ki tov, ki le'olam chasto, ki le'olam chasto. Baruch haba b'shem Adonai, v'rachnuchem mibeit Adonai, Eliadha ve'odeka, Elohai arom emeka, Hodu l'Adonai ki tov, ki le'olam chasto, Hodu l'Adonai ki tov, Ki le'olam chasto.
Can't hear you, Rabbi.
I said, hold on a sec. I don't have the right page here.
Yeah, I'm
for the,
sorry, I didn't put the
uh,
Hakafoder in the Torah service.
Let me go back to the bottom of end of Hallel and see what it tells us. Uh, 494. Okay. We're going to pick up with Ki Mitzion on page 494.
Ki mitzion teitzei Torah, Ki mitzion teitzei Torah, udevar Adonai merushalayim. Top of the next page. Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah. Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah Le'amo Yisrael V'kedushato. Adonai, Adonai, El Rachum V'chanu, Erech Hapayim V'rav Chesed V'emet, Notzer Chesed La'alafim, Noseh Avon V'afesha V'chata'a V'nakeh. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. Gadelu Adonai iti, Uneramema Shemo Yachtav.
So let me say a word about what we're going to do here. This is normally where there would be 7 circuits around the sanctuary, and we would carry our Torah scrolls and do all of that kind of stuff. We do have Torah readings to show that we actually recorded a little earlier today, but we'll do a hakafah before the first Torah reading, some songs there, and then one between the Torah readings, and then one at the end. So we're going to start with the intro verse here, and then the first hakafah here, and we'll add a song, and then we'll do the first Torah reading.
Elohei Haruchot Hoshiana.
Elohei Haruchot Hoshiana.
Bochen Levavot Atzlichana.
Bochein Levavot Hatzlichana.
Goel Chazak Anenu. Veyom Koreinu. And feel free to dance around your homes. Oh, Anenu, Anenu, Yom Koreinu. Anenu, Anenu, Yom Koreinu. Anenu, Anenu, Yom Koreinu. Anenu, Anenu, Yom Koreinu. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. 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 Or Avinu Chai, Or Avinu Chai. Or Avinu, Or Avinu, Or Avinu Chai. Am Yisrael Chai, Am Yisrael Chai. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, 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 Am Yisrael Chai.
Are we showing an aliyah here? Or are we doing
No,
another?
you're not sharing, Rabbi.
No, I know. I didn't know. I thought.
I thought we were going to do three.
Three first. Okay. Here we go. Then let's
1, 3, and
do,
7, and then keep going.
Okay.
Sorry. Couple more chances to dance around the room. Dance around the room, dance around the room. You don't have a Torah, but dance around the room. Okay, this is number 3. Zach v'yashar Hoshiana. Chomel dalim hatzlichana.
Chomel dalim hatzlichana.
Tomu metiv anenu v'yom koreinu. Anenu, anenu v'yom koreinu. Anenu, anenu v'yom koreinu. Anenu, anenu v'yom koreinu. Anenu, anenu v'yom koreinu. Ramemu Adonai, Ramemu. Ramemu Adonai, Ramemu. Ramemu Adonai Eloheinu. Adonai Eloheinu, Ramemu. Ramemu Adonai, Ramemu. Ramemu Adonai, Ramemu. Ramemu Adonai Eloheinu. Adonai Eloheinu. Ramemu.
Moving ahead all the way to number 7 in the traditional order of things, at least according to Mishkan Tefillah.
Kadosh v'norah Hoshiana.
Kadosh v'norah Hoshiana.
Rachum v'chanun hatzlichana.
Rachum v'chanun hatzlichana.
Shomer abrit anenu v'yom koreinu. Tomech temimim Hoshiana.
Tomech temimim Hoshiana.
Takif la'ad hatzlichana.
Takif la'ad hatzlichana.
Tamim b'masav anenu v'yom koreinu. Anenu, anenu v'yom koreinu. Anenu, anenu v'yom koreinu. Anenu, anenu v'yom koreinu. Anenu, anenu v'yom koreinu. Amen, amen, Am Yisrael Chai. Amen, amen, Am Yisrael Chai. Amen. Amen. Am Yisrael Chai. Amen. Amen. Am Yisrael Chai. Oh, de Avinu Chai. Oh, de Avinu Chai. Oh, de Avinu Chai. Oh, de Avinu Chai. Everybody now. Amen. Amen. Am Yisrael Chai. 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 Sorry, I don't have any leverage here to make my moves. Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamurach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Ata Adonai
Baruch Shema.
Notein HaTorah.
Amen.
Velo kam navi od Israel kemoshe asher yida'o Adonai panim el panim lechol ha'atan vehamoftim asher shelacho Adonai la'asod be'eretz Mitzrayim lefaro Chol avadav ulchol artso ulchol hayad hachazaka ulchol hamora hagadol asher asa Moshe le'enei kol Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chaye olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai notein haTorah.
Amen. Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Ata Adonai
Baruch Shemo.
Notein HaTorah.
Amen.
Bereshit bara Elohim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz ve'haaretz hayta tohu vavohu ve'choshech al pnei techom ve'ruach Elohim mirachefet al pnei hamayim vayomer Elohim yehi or vayi or vayar Elohim et haor kito vayavdel Elohim ben haor uvein hachoshech vayikra Elohim laor yom v'lachoshech kara laila Vahi erev vahi boker, yom echad.
So just in case you were not familiar with the custom, I read the last few sentences of the book of Deuteronomy, and Rabbi read the first few sentences. I read the last few sentences of Deuteronomy, and Rabbi read the first few sentences of the book of Genesis. So we keep the circle of Torah reading going and going and going in an unending progression. So. Thank you. It was a little experiment we did. I hope it was meaningful to everyone. Rabbi, do you want to?
Yeah, we didn't get the Torah blessing after there, so I'm going to do it right now.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
Okay.
have it.
That's okay. Let's just do it. You don't need to reshare.
I can do it. I'm so sorry.
Vayavdel Elohim ben haor uvein hachoshech. Vayikra Elohim laor yom v'lachoshech kara laila. Vahi erev vahi voker yom echad. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai
Baruch Hu Baruch Shemo.
noten haTorah.
Amen.
All right. So
Okay,
Chag
there we go.
Sameach and Shabbat Shalom, everybody. I'm going to share a short teaching with you this evening, and then we'll move toward the rest of our service, conclusion pieces of our service. So there are two different ways that one can talk about the nature of time. The first was the most common in the ancient world. Time is envisioned as unbroken circle. The moon grows and shrinks each month, does it again the next month. The seasons progress in an endless loop. Babies are born, older people pass away. One day those babies will have grown older and then old. What once was will inevitably be again. As we read in Kohelet this last week of Sukkot, Ein chadash tachat hashemesh, there is nothing new under the sun. The second story is the one that is used more often by us moderns. Time is a line, sequence of events that make up a journey from one stage to the next. This is the idea of linear time, of progress. If time is a circle, then there's no possibility of progress because each step that comes along the way leads us closer to where we started. After all, right? We just finished reading our Torah and we started again. Certainly our holiday cycle is a circle. Our Torah reading is a circle. We have many circles in our lives. Each year we come back to many things over and over again. But if time is a line, then history is the unfolding journey toward the present, and the present is perpetually changing into the future, right? And so depending on how you see it, the journey might be getting better, it may be getting worse, but there's a progression along the way. And we have both actually in tradition, that we're working toward a messianic time. And we also have those who believe as we got further from Mount Sinai, we hear God's voice less clearly and don't know what to do. But both of those ideas are ideas that time flows onward toward a world that is different than the one that preceded it. And so Simchat Torah, we have this celebration of the completion of our annual Torah reading cycle and starting immediately, and it captures both the stories. On one hand, of course, Torah is about circles, right? We begin one book, we begin again. You see it so clearly when we're in the sanctuary, when you unroll one scroll all the way around the sanctuary, that we've started at one point, we bring the ending right back to the beginning, and Torah is really a circle. Just as Moses at the end of Deuteronomy is looking in with the people into the promised land, as the people are there and then Moses dies, they're all getting ready to enter the land. We turn it right back to the beginning and start again. We dance in circles 7 times traditionally. And as I said earlier in the service, hafoch ba v'hafoch ba kulaba. We spend our lives turning Torah over and over again since everything is in it. But the Torah that we celebrate rejects this notion that time is a never-ending loop. It begins with the story of creation, this affirmation that time has a beginning, endowed with a sense of purpose by the Creator. We have Lech Lecha, Abraham sets out on a journey, leaving his past behind to forge a new faith. God's greatest gift to our people is our liberation from slavery in the book of Exodus, leading us across the wilderness to a new journey, to possibilities on the other side, to a promised land. The narrative of Torah disrupts the idea that what once was will always be, and instead tells the story as one of an ongoing journey from here to there, from light to darkness. Torah, Simchat Torah, and I would argue that Jewish life invites us not to choose just one of these stories, but to recognize the truth in both. We return to the same stories year after year, and yet we are different each year. We bring our experiences of the last year to our text. We try to break out of old patterns and find new truths. We are always on our journey. And our Jewish tradition tells us that our world ought to always be on a journey as well toward greater freedom. So on Simchat Torah, we affirm the truth of both theories of time, both theories of history, the circle and the line, and rejoice in both of them coming together. Chag Sameach and Shabbat Shalom. And now we're going to turn, I'm going to share my book again. And we are going to turn to our Misha Berach. It's going to take me 1 minute to get it up. And then we will offer our blessings. I will share the names that I have here, but please feel free to share the names that are in your hearts, either to hold names in your hearts and your minds or to share them in the chat with the rest of our community.
O Holy One, who blessed our mothers, who blessed our fathers from ancient days, bless and heal those in our hearts, and hear our prayer as we say their names. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Yimalei Rachamim Aleichem, Lehachzikam Ulrabeotam, Veishlach Lahem Refuat Shlema, Refuat HaNefesh, Refuat HaGuf, B'toch Sha'ar Cholei Israel. Oh, bless and heal those in our hearts, and hear our prayer as we say their names.
We ask for blessings upon Marcus DeLange, Rebecca Gilman, Bela Pasternak, Hannah Fields Austin, Aaron Goichenberg, Sue Toback, Alicia Goldfarb, Paula Steinbach, Rosalind Lefkowitz, Helen Weinfeld, Gabrielle Silton, Pam Poliakoff, Connie Shapiro, Kathy Blumenfeld, Gloria Austin, Caitlin Antrim, Judith Bosworth, Kathy Brewster, Doug Austin, David Bush, Stephanie Holland, Mark Goldberg, Maureen Fenton, Jennifer Rudin, Susan Brewer, Charity Razaday, Jem Stead, Ed Ansell, Marion Schneiders, Kimberly Zimmerman, Lori Snyder, Brad Holland, Isley Holland, Jacob McNaughton, Bernie Karmatz, Mike Klein, Beatrice Caden, Meg Silton, Ken Mitchell, Linda Jones, Henry Gerard, Kirby Perkins, Brenda Found Gerard, Serena Postal, Laura Morse, John Hodges, Brian DeSatnik, and Nancy Brewster.
HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yimalei Rachamim Aleichem. Oh, bless and heal those in our hearts, and hear our prayer as we say their names.
I'd like to invite Christy Teague to share some announcements with us.
Shabbat Shalom and Chag Sameach. Thank you to Rabbi Kupitz, Cantor Bush, and Dr. Randy Polivoy for the, as always, beautiful accompaniment. And also good job and mazel tov to Ben and Evan. I want to share with you some announcements. This is from the Education and Adult Jewish Learning Committee. The TBI preschool opened on August 31st and continues providing wonderful care and early education to our community's children. Happy and healthy youngsters, parents and staff are grateful. The Teacher Cindy Legacy campaign will go until November 1st on the day we honor retiring beloved teacher Cindy outside at TBI at 4 p.m. So far, we have raised over $21,000 in tribute to Cindy, funds that directly offset the cost of running the preschool. If there's a memorable teacher in your or your children's life, please remember her by giving to our Legacy campaign. Beit Sefer is up and running virtually for our students, grades K through 7 at 10 a.m. and for students in 8 through 9 at 11:45 a.m. and grade 10 at 12:30 with Rabbi. There will be special events for Simchat Torah. Check your e-blast for more information. Adult Jewish Learning. Our own excellent professors and congregants, Tammy Schneider and Gary Gilbert, present a new class, Love Your Neighbor or Not. At this moment, when we are confronting the pain and consequences of racial injustice, these sessions will help us reflect on how the Bible and Jewish tradition teach us about the other. Sessions continue on Wednesday, October 14th at 7:15. I Engage, Together and Apart. The Future of Jewish Peoplehood, a course from the Shalom Hartman Institute, facilitated by Rabbi Kupitz. These multimedia presentations address the complexity of Jewish peoplehood and the contemporary challenges it faces in our two different homes, Israel and North America, Tuesday starting October 13th until December 15th at 7:15 p.m. And lastly, A Taste of Judaism will be presented by Rabbi Kupitz and Cantor Bush this Wednesday the 14th at 7 p.m. online. This free program is for beginners, quote unquote, from any religious background at TBI and in the broader community. Its purpose is to show what is delicious about Judaism, our faith, customs, and community. Pre-registration is required. Details about these and any other programs may be found in your October Kahila and in your weekly e-blast. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Thank you.
Shabbat shalom. Thanks, Christy. Paul, you have anything you need to add?
No, just as Christy mentioned, it's another busy week coming up. Looking forward to a taste of Judaism, which is really a kind of a lead into our Intro to Judaism course, which begins the last week of October. But if you or anyone you know is interested, this is a great little appetizer that hopefully will motivate those who are interested in deeper learning to join us starting the end of October. Although if you're not considering intro, you're totally welcome, and I think you'll totally find the evening rewarding as well. Thank you.
Okay, we are going to, at least symbolically, whoops, I went too far here. Oh, I don't have the page here, Cantor. Here we go. Returning our Torah to the Ark, at least symbolically. We're going to just do the very beginning here and then go and sing Eitz Chaim. And I'm going to share this again.
Yeah, hallelujah et Shem Adonai, ki niskav shemo levado.
Last 6 lines.
Eitz Chaim hi lemachazikim ba v'tom heha meushar deracheha darcheino am v'chol netivoteha shalom. Hashivenu Adonai Elecha v'nashuva Chodesh Chodesh Yameinu Chodesh Yameinu Kekedem.
Aleinu l'shabeach, page 586.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הרצון, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Our thoughts turn to those who have been important in our lives and have left this earth, those who have died in recent days or at this time in years past. Again, I will read the names of those who I have here on my list, but feel free to type in names of people who you're thinking of or to hold them in your hearts. We remember the recent deaths of Dan Greenstein and of Rick Snyder. We remember the anniversaries of the deaths of Lottie Fine, Ellen Goldstein, Joseph Goldstein, Lillian Levin, Max Charles Scopp, Reba Berger, Edna Ginsberg, Dora Kellman, Ron Meyer, Brett Tashman, Mamie Tickman, Reuben Wolf, Robert Brous, Roberta Cookie Diamond, Helen Sophie Pfluger, Ted Goldstein, Samuel Greenstein, Israel Groban, Berthold Gutman, Jack Kramer, Jeanette Routbort, Eddie C. Sopkin, Seidel Trupp, Michael Budd, Kenny, Sarah Yesnick, Samuel Zatinsky, Margaret Babcock, Sonia DeVere, Aaron Pfluger, Jerry Gilman, Nettie Hirsch, Raymond J. Seraphin, Dulcie Skidmore, Dorothy Goldenstein, Kay Grossman, Rose Kahalnik, Rosa Lesser, Abe Mandel, Gloria Novak, Abraham Smilikstein, Margaret Tompkins, Robert Weinreb, Herbert Wish, and Marcus DeLange. We hold them all in our hearts. We join in the words of Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei rabbah.
Amen.
B'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayachon v'yomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael. Ba'agalau v'zman kari v'imru. Amen.
Amen.
Yehei shmei rabbah mevorach leolam olamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal. Shmei dukudasha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Da'amiram bi'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Zichronam livracha. May their memories be for a blessing. And we will conclude on page with Biyado. And it is up on your screen.
Biyado av kiduchi, Be'erishan ve'a'ira, Be'imruchi geviati, Adonai li ve'lo ira, Be'imruchi geviati, Adonai li ve'lo ira. My soul I give to you, my spirit in your care. Draw me near, I shall not fear. Hold me in your hand. Draw me near, I shall not fear. Safely in your hand. Be'ado av kiduchi, Erishan ve'a'ira, Ve'imruchi geviati, Adonai li ve'lo ira, Ve'imruchi geviati, Adonai li ve'lo ira.
We will continue with Kiddush. Usually I take it off the screen when we do Kiddush, but it's festival Kiddush, so I'll leave the words up, make it a little easier for you to participate there at home.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol am v'romam banu mikol lashon v'kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'titen lanu Adonai Eloheinu be'ahava Shabbatot limnucha u'moadim l'simcha chagim uzmanim l'sason et yom Hashabbat hazeh ve'ed yom hashmini chag atzeret hazeh zman simchatenu mikra kodesh zeicher letziat mitzrayim kivanu v'charta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat u'moadei kodshecha ve'ahava uvratzon ve'simcha uvsason hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai ve'kadesh ha'shabbat ve'Yisrael ve'hazmanim Chaim.
I just wanted to mention that I forgot when I was reading Kaddish. I got a call earlier and I wrote it, but it wasn't on the printed sheet, that Marta Zamora, who is the mother of Victoria Lobis, mother-in-law of Seth Lobis, passed away in Costa Rica, and have her in our, the family in our hearts this evening. We will now do motzi. So I have little challah here, and Cantor has some challah there, and we'll make
the
motzi.
last of the holiday challahs, I think, for this year.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz Chag sameach v'shabbat shalom.
See you all soon. Shabbat shalom. Chag sameach.
Chag Sameach. Join us, please, tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Rabbi and I will be socially distanced in the sanctuary for our Shmini Atzeret, Simchat Torah, Shabbat Tefillah, and we look forward to all of you joining us.
You're joining us on Zoom. We'll be in the sanctuary, but we'll see you
Right.
on Zoom. Yeah.
That's it. We'll be
Okay.
virtually. You get the idea. See you
Okay.
tomorrow online.
Bye.
Bye.